So, as we continue to explore the Puritans and the influences of the Sephardic Jews, let's point out further connections. We know that the country, along with the Constitution, was founded on Mosaic laws and the Ten Commandments. But something we're not taught, or maybe just don't notice, is when viewing the map of the original 13 colonies, it's almost a mirror image of the colony's borders that match the borders of Israel, whether by design, a higher guidance, that's unknown. So side notes, when De Soto discovered or explored the Mississippi River, he originally named it in its Latin Rio de Espacito, which is the river of the Holy Spirit. So now the original naming from the Ojibwa, the Chippewa, and Algonquian was Mississippi, which means the Great River, and it literally translates to Father of the Waters. So where am I going with this? Well, this first Thanksgiving idea, this wouldn't have been an all but new idea to the Native American Indians as well. So let's back up. What is Sukkot? Sukkot is the fall feast where Israel would build tents outside, gather their harvest, bring the harvest before God in thanks, and then proceed into a week-long festival or feast, actually, of friends and family. This custom would also be celebrated within the Native Americans already, before the arriving of the Puritans, especially among what's known as First Nations peoples. These are mainly the tribes of the Cherokee, the head of the largest nations, mainly in Virginia, Georgia, Tennessee, Carolina, which is all kind of the headquarters, but all along the East Coast, all the way down to the Seminoles in Florida, even as far over south as my state in Louisiana. It's a large number of tribes that make it up. So the First Nation Native Americans had their own celebration and a main feast festival, as well as the Jewish nation. They had what's known as the first full moon feast, a corn feast, a harvest feast, and a new moon feast. Now, this fall feast of ingathering, harvest, and giving of thanks to what we refer to, they would give thanks to, what we refer to as like the Great Spirit, or however they would refer to it, was a tradition that also lasted 7 days as well. So, by no coincidence was the Puritans to begin a Thanksgiving feast by mere chance. And this all has given what has become more widely known connections to the Native Americans being traced back to being part of Israel and part of the lost tribes of Judah. This has always been a teaching and a theory, but it's gained much momentum lately. There's many books, many documentaries on this. There's James Adair's book, which you can still find online. There's documentaries such as Awaken, The Lost Civilizations, Unearthed, The Lost Relics. Those are a few. You can further explore them if you want to explore the idea. So this idea, again, was a common idea among the settlers. And we know with the growth of DNA that most of us know that the DNA testing shows that there was Jewish bloodlines among the Native Americans, and it's also come under scrutiny over the years. But further DNA testing has shown not only that point, but it points to specific high markers known as a haplogroup X. That's specifically found, that gene or that marker is specifically found in Galilee. So a simple Google search can show that this may be the Ishkar tribe from the Sea of Galilee, which were eventually dispersed as much of northern Judah was, and they would be known or come to known as the Lost Tribes. So other little side notes now. The First Nations are also known as chosen for some of them. The name Cherokee actually has a meaning which means chosen people. There's been well-documented artifacts of Hebrew writing pictographs on American Indian rock drawings, and even what's known as earthworks and the burial mounds. We even have preserved writings in Texas from a Rabbi Henry Cohen, which describes the Native Americans to the Jewish rabbis of his own religion. We also have documents from around 1640 where Rabbi Manasseh ben Israel, who was the founder of the Hope for Israel, which was a outreach, or still is an outreach for the lost tribes around the world. There's historical letters written to him by a Jewish trader known as Aaron Levi. Aaron Levi documents his encounters with South American natives who their tribe knew and practiced the Shema Yah Israel prayer and claimed to be descendants of the tribe of Reuben. And as of today, as now, so much of the Native Americans are embracing their Jewish roots. They're blasting shofars. They're donning prayer shawls. While there's large tent revivals springing up across America, and some of them are even being titled the Trail of Joy revivals, which I'm proud to know some of the members of out there. So, was this by chance customs grown out of America, or do we see a larger growing and shaping of God's plan and the importance to the nation of Israel? Also, an importance and connection to the church's understanding its connections to the Hebrew Bible. With this Thanksgiving, millions of Americans, millions of Christians will gather around the table to give thanks to God without ever realizing they're participating in the Lord's holiday, a Jewish holiday known as Sukkot, or Tabernacles. This is the holiday that the Bible clearly points out that during the reign of the Messiah's millennial, a belief among Judaism and Christianity clearly in the Bible that all nations will be ordered to participate in the Feast of Tabernacles, aka Thanksgiving. So, anyways, hope you enjoy, and happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Shalom.